guys, go to hardafseltzer.com. Get some 8% seltzer shipped right to your house. We got the peach, we got the watermelon, we got the pina colada, and the blue raspberry. We're also available in over 200 stores in the state of Florida and Tennessee. And if you're heading out to the Major League ballparks this summer, make sure to check us out in the Miami Marlins Stadium, as well as Tropicana Field, home to the Tampa Bay Rays, as well as the Tampa Bay Rowdies. We are live inside all three stadiums. So if you're down in Florida this year, check us out. Go to hardafseltzer.com today and check your store locator or order them right to your house.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution! Brought to you by GhostBed.com.
JB! We back, baby!
We are. Doesn't it feel like a long time?
It does, because we're on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Right.
Therefore, when we come back, it's like 4 days later, and I feel like saying, we back, baby, every single time.
Right.
But we've never left.
Yeah, and it's just like the normal day.
Yeah, we've been doing this for how many years at this point, you know? I've been dragging this dumb dick around these parts for a while, you know?
Sure.
So we're here.
Right.
Crazy news, though, across the board this week. We'll start with a breaking story here with Bronny James. Went into cardiac arrest during practice at USC. This is a strange one. This doesn't happen very often, and he's 18 years old. Probably the healthiest 18-year-old on the planet, maybe. I mean,
Right.
Have you seen this guy? Like the genes, obviously from his father, and then whatever he's doing in real life. Beautiful man, and he's shredded and all the things that you would want in a healthy 18-year-old. It's not as if it's some lineman who's 350 pounds, grunting it out in two-a-days right now, getting ready for college football season. This happened in practice on the basketball court. Bob, you and I were chatting about this right before we went on the air here. Have they said anything else beyond that?
I haven't seen anything else yet. I doubt there's anything else. Plenty of speculation on X, but
yeah. I mean, show the picture of this dude. I mean,
he's out of the ICU.
So he is out of ICU and he's in stable condition.
Yeah.
Okay. Show this picture of this kid again. I mean, does it get better than this? Like, as an athlete, to have cardiac arrest is really strange.
Do you take testosterone as a...
Well, Bob had asked,
Or-
and I don't know that answer at that
a
age,
little
to
bit
be
of
honest
gas
with you.
or gas adjacent, you know?
Because you are trying to live up to, like,
I know, your father, it's so hard.
Ron.
It's the biggest NBA player on the planet, and it's your dad.
No.
Did he go through a big growth spurt recently? Or was that his brother? Because one of the two, it was like they just shot up in size in the last year and a half.
That's his brother.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So with this, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. And immediately when something like this does happen, people go on and they're, it's the vaccination, it's myocarditis or whatever. I have no idea, and I'm not willing to go down that rabbit hole. But it is odd that a bunch of prominent black men are just slowly dropping off one by one out of nowhere, where you're just like, what the fuck is going on? It's very strange, especially with him. Again, this is basketball. It's not like a lineman. Bob, I think only remember a couple times this has happened.
I mean, DeMar Hamlin wasn't a lineman.
He wasn't, but he got hit.
Yeah.
So this wasn't a hit. He just fell over on the court and went into cardiac arrest. The DeMar Hamlin one I actually understood. And as soon as it happened, we were watching it because I was with you at a dinner and I was chatting with D'Anthony Holloway, and we had the same thing immediately where it was like, if you get hit at the right spot in the right moment, right between heartbeats, like to me, that wasn't a conspiracy or anything else. But the only time I can remember this happening was Hank Gathers. Has it happened recently other than that? Where somebody just fell over from a heart attack on the court?
Okay, then why are you guys saying that there's a bunch of healthy black men?
Well, like Jamie Foxx. So as soon as that happened to Jamie Foxx, everybody was like, hey.
How old is
He's
he?
like in his 50s.
I understand that, but Jamie Foxx is still a goddamn specimen. Where
At
you're
some
like,
point, everything just goes out the
Right.
window.
I mean, like, we can't really speculate. But are there other, like, young, like, 18, 20-year-old
yes.
dudes?
And this has been a thing on social media for a while, and I don't know the answer. I have no idea.
I agree it's weirder on a basketball court because this is actually like fairly common with football.
Yes.
When when this time of year too, when you're doing the 2-a-days and everything.
Yeah.
like
In
that.
the heat and all that stuff, like that.
The stress alone of trying to live up to your fathers. I think stress. I think we handle stress a little bit differently now.
It
we all
is.
have anxiety.
Yeah.
All of us.
We sure do.
The mental health crisis.
It
Yeah.
is.
Well, this isn't mental health, obviously. Like, he just fell over, but it's certainly going to impact everything going forward for this guy, USC, and then, all the NIL deals he signed. I believe it was, $9 million or something like that he's already signed on for, NIL-wise. Usually when this happens, you're out for a season. I don't see him coming back this year, right?
I don't know why he would at this point. He's got $7.2 million in NILs from what I'm seeing. But yeah, again, Hamlin's the most recent comparison we have, but he's football.
Yeah.
So,
When he got hit.
and that's the thing, though.
Okay,
and if he played again, he was going to get hit again.
Yeah.
But you take contact in basketball, too. The contact doesn't look as bad as it is sometimes.
But if you're
in basketball.
falling, yeah.
The whole thing is strange, and it just came out of nowhere. This is the last person you would expect to have this, but yeah.
I bet he comes back.
I don't know that he comes back this year. I mean, do you just sit out and go to the NBA at that point?
Can
Can
you?
Yes. So age-wise, the only requirement is that you're either 19 years old or have played 1 year of college.
And I know he's like a very specific case because like usually you want to see a high school kid get tested in college, like to see if they can handle the NBA. But like obviously he's a freak physical specimen and has been playing against the elite competition his whole life. But like, can you really just go into the pros like that? Like that is.
Well, with your dad being who he is, because he's always stated this for years that his dream is to play with his son in the NBA for at least one season. Yeah, he could make that happen. Hey, tell the Lakers to burn, a second-round pick on him, or sign him undrafted and sign him to the team. LeBron certainly has the power to do that. I mean, there's plenty of guys at the end of that bench who we don't know their names. This certainly would help the Lakers and LeBron's mental states. If he was traveling with his kid all the time, I'm sure it'd be a blast, if nothing else.
Here's my conspiracy theory.
Okay.
Bronny was looking good. He was looking too good. He was going to help his draft stock. He was
Yep.
never going to get to play with
You
his
don't
dad. He was going to
ever-
be drafted
yep.
top 20 easily. The Lakers weren't going to be in that slot.
He took a dive. Are you saying he took a dive to play with his dad?
To take a dive? Yeah, no one's. He's not going to play, and he had a heart attack. No one's touching him in the draft. Not in the first round. Now,
Welcome to the Lake Show. Let's go to the Lakers.
Didn't this just happen though at Florida? Keontae Johnson. And then he went to
happen.
he went to Kansas State and actually kind of balled out.
he did. Yeah, so that is actually a good example. Keontae Johnson, a taller guy too at Florida. He was like a power forward or something. Maybe
Yeah.
center.
Yeah. There was also a guy from Ohio State, and they diagnosed him with a heart thing. Now, he never ended up playing again. Keontae Johnson did end up playing, you said?
Yeah, he was a baller for Kansas State.
But after like a year and a half.
Yeah.
He had a long break.
Yeah. Because when it's your heart and you have a heart attack, that's not something you're just popping right back up and getting out on the court for.
Also, you need to see like what the actual issue is and if it's going to happen again,
Yeah.
depending on what you're dealing with.
Mm-hmm. So we'll keep an eye on it, but wild story to start the morning. I was not expecting that for sure. Over the weekends, obviously, Barbenheimer
Right.
exploded in the box office. We've been talking about it for the past few weeks. We went and saw it on Friday together. Glad we got the softcore history guys here today. I said we wouldn't talk about this on Drinking Bros because I want to get the full scope of Barbenheimer here.
Right,
We saw
right.
Oppenheimer first. I saw it in IMAX. I don't know if you guys did, but we loved it. I loved Oppenheimer.
It's amazing.
I thought it was one of the best movies I've
Yes.
seen
It's
in a long time.
the best Christopher Nolan movie, I think.
Yes.
I agree. And you guys didn't see it in IMAX?
No, we saw it at Alamo Drafthouse.
Okay, so we saw it in IMAX, and it was so fucking loud in the theater that, like, our seats were shaking in a good way. Where, I mean, we felt like you were sitting right by the speaker at a fucking GNR show in '88, where you're just like, holy shit.
Yeah, if someone like of a certain age or whatever, there's gonna be some kind of heart attack or something that happens, light-induced seizure. I don't know, but in that IMAX in particular, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the flashing back, but just it goes from total silence to the loudest explosion you've ever heard. So, like, that'll get some peeps.
It will. Now, out of curiosity, from a historical standpoint, did you guys get everything out of it that you wanted? Because I don't.
No, unfortunately
We did
not.
not.
We didn't
Oh,
get the train
no.
scene.
Oh, you didn't get the train scene. Okay.
Where he watched a couple fuck on a train.
Yeah, you didn't get that. You also didn't get the graphic sex scene that everybody was talking about.
You got him fucking Florence Pugh with a book.
You do, but like,
It wasn't graphic.
It's not graphic.
The
No.
more graphic one was him, Emily Blunt's fantasy of him fucking
Yeah.
Florence Pugh.
Oh yeah.
During the
Deposition,
deposition
Yeah.
or whatever. But even that was like, these guys said, full penny,
I was expecting full penny.
There was a lot advertised.
No, it was literally just people on Twitter trolling others, just saying, "Oh yeah, there's such a graphic sex scene
Right.
in Oppenheimer." It was just a joke.
Was it though? I couldn't tell.
No, because there wasn't.
There was not.
So it had to be.
So if you're going to Oppenheimer for full penny,
You're not going to get it.
you're not going to get it, friends. So
You are going to
sorry
get some
about it.
huge tits, right, Bob?
Yeah, biggest I've ever seen.
Biggest.
No.
The biggest
Now, if
in
there's
the
one thing
biz.
Florence Pugh is not known for, it's her boobs.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
I thought
probably
they were
a big B. Yeah, they're nice
it's not
breasts,
about
but it's a
size.
B, and some people like that, and that's fine. But she was great. It was weird to see so many Oscar winners just show up for like 2 minutes in this film.
Oh, that was our favorite part.
Yeah.
Same.
We straight up were convinced Remy Malek wasn't even going to have lines.
Dude, I said the
That's
same
what
thing to
he
her.
said.
We
I was
died
like,
laughing.
well, yeah.
I was dying laughing. I was like, this motherfucker
Because-
showed up for Nolan just off an Oscar.
No, but once
Show him as an extra.
you get the call, you go, right? And so
Yeah.
you don't know. You just go, all right, I'll go.
We were very disappointed with him having lines at the end.
Yeah, for
Same,
sure. For
but
sure.
I didn't want him to.
No, I wanted him to show up and just get fucking bullied for a scene and then leave.
Yeah.
That's exactly what
Coming
I
up
wanted.
like holding a clipboard and being like pushed away.
Because we don't like him anyways, and I thought he was terrible as Freddie Mercury. Yeah.
I just think he's a weird person.
At least grow out the mustache, bro. Like, he couldn't even do that for that fucking movie. But either way, we were hoping for the exact same thing, and I was so disappointed when he started speaking. I was like, shit.
Mr. Robot was amazing.
It was. Mr. Robot was great.
Yes, which is why he's gotten all this stuff
Yep.
because he was so good in that movie or that show. But I think the show was so good.
Well, here's the thing. When a show fits a person so specifically like that, and
You
you're able to
believe-
shine, you believe that they could be great in everything else. And then when they do it, you're like, oh, man, your eyes are so huge. Like, I just can't do this all
No,
day.
what you realize is that he's actually the character from.
Mr. Robot.
Yeah.
You want
In
to
real
know who
life.
really stole the show, though?
Casey Affleck.
Well, Casey Affleck was good. Everyone in this movie.
I love how he just like didn't change. He was just like, it was Casey Affleck
Yeah.
Yep.
talking
For
You know what I mean?
2.5 minutes.
Hey man, okay, like he just did not.
No, he was perfect for that role.
He
of
was.
just being like stone cold and like a killer.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I liked him.
I guess he sounded like a California. He didn't get
Who's
rid
your-
of his California.
Who's your fave? in
Well,
this?
Who stole the
honorable
show?
mention Matt Damon, but
He's great.
Josh Hartnett.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually stunned by how good Josh Hartnett was in this.
Okay, well, I mean,
He's always
it's like you
good.
guys are living in our fucking house now at this point because we had that conversation when we got home too. So we just finished Black Mirror. There's an entire Black Mirror episode of Josh Hartnett, and I was like, oh shit,
Which he was awesome in.
He was, and I go, where the fuck has Josh Hartnett been? One, two. Most people, especially just starring in teen films, just can't take 10, 15 years off and then just show up and start doing awesome shit.
He was in Penny Dreadful, which is a big show.
What is that exactly? I'm sorry.
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
It started on Showtime, I think, and then went over to Netflix. But yeah, Courtney watched it. It's like a girl show.
All right.
It's a girl show.
Giorgio looks so confused.
Giorgio loves it.
Giorgio looks like he's doing sign language over
Penny
there.
Dreadful is all your classic fairy tale and tales from like German mythology.
Dorian
You have
Gray, Dr. Frankenstein.
Dorian Gray, Frankenstein, the most interesting man. You have witches. You have Dracula.
Yeah.
Like it's three seasons that are absolutely amazing. It was better than Game of Thrones while they were airing simultaneously.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's a hot take, but it is good.
Wow.
Okay.
Game of Thrones season 4 where it started to fall off, and you were just like, "This is better."
Okay.
No, Game of Thrones fell off season 6.
All right. Well, now I understand it at least. So good for him because Netflix does take care of its own. So if he was in that, and
But
it
it
probably
wasn't
did well on
Netflix.
Netflix.
They just bought it later. It was
No,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
look,
the whole time.
guys,
didn't-
everything ends up blowing up on Netflix later, bigger than it should have been, including you and all the other shit. Suits now is number 3 in the goddamn world. People are finally
It's
watching
an amazing
Suits.
show.
Oh
Why
my
does
God,
no
dude.
one get behind me on
Finally,
this?
people
Harvey
are on
Specter.
Giorgio's side, you know?
Oh, boy.
Finally,
Yeah.
people are like, all right, Giorgio, you're right.
Fucking A.
Because Giorgio's been watching it from when it was on, what, A&E? Or?
But I'm feeling
I
some.
purchased it on Apple TV for $9.99 an episode.
Regardless, I feel some animosity towards Josh Hartnett coming from Ross. Let's hear you out.
Yeah. What's your problem with Josh
No,
Hartnett?
no problem with Josh Hartnett at all.
Because anyone
At
that
all.
was like
totally at all. Like,
into him was like
yes.
wanting him to come back.
I just don't know his story. Like, I don't know where he went. I don't know anything about him, actually. And it's one of those weird people where they just disappeared forever, and I don't know why. I know nothing about Josh Hartnett at all.
Did you guys
in
audition
real life
for the same
nope,
stuff?
nothing.
Black
I don't,
Hawk
I don't
Down.
know him at all. That I did, but it was a different role.
I think I want it. The story that I'm making up in my mind is that he was good looking, but he did always look like a little baby face for what he was doing, right? Mm-hmm. So he still looked like a teen star in Black Hawk Down. And I think he kind of left, took a lot of acting classes, honed his craft, and then came back a little bit older, hotter. Do you know what I mean? Because he finally fit the age that he looks.
Mm-hmm. No, that
And
story
he's
would be
killing
fun.
it, and
That
he's
story would be
killing it.
fun, and I hope that's the truth.
I hope so too. I don't know what else it would be.
Well, you look at B. Frage, right? Your homie,
Mm-hmm.
your former lover, obviously.
Yes.
That's you no longer like, rightfully so, after his interviews, and the
No,
Oscar
I
speech
just-
and all that stuff.
I build people up. I make their careers, you know. And then I'm done with them. Do you know what I mean?
You won him an Oscar.
I
Brendan
won him
Fraser,
an Oscar.
and then you moved on. You said, "Hey, I'm done building you. You were a star now. And you're gonna have to shine on your own. I can't turn your light on all day long." I like that.
It was also
like
very
that.
nice to see Robert Downey Jr. actually act again.
Finally,
Yeah, my
right?
gosh.
Holy shit!
Like slow down the cadence a little bit.
yeah.
And just talk. And look
hey.
that age to like look the age that he is.
Yeah.
And have the cadence that he's supposed to have at that age. So just like a fast talking
I know.
crazy person.
I know. But I think we can all agree. You can just go ahead and give Cillian Murphy the Oscar. There's no competition.
He was great.
He's good. I don't
Oh
know
my
how.
God.
There's no way you can top that.
I think this is going to win. It's not going to sweep every major award because I could see it not winning Best Actress easily or Best Supporting Actress. But I got to think it's going to get a nom for everything, and it's going to win Picture, Adapted Screenplay, Director, and Best
But
Actor.
they made him sexy.
Well,
they made him
RDJ
charismatic.
will get supporting.
Yeah,
He'll get nominated for supporting. Cillian Murphy will win the Oscar for Oppenheimer.
If he doesn't, what are you even doing?
I
at this
don't
point?
know, and we're all good, and that might be the reason why they pushed that Bob Marley film to next year, because I saw the trailer for that, and I was like, holy shit, that guy will win the Oscar. So maybe they were like, oh shit, are we up against Cillian Murphy?
Yo,
Let's
but
push this a year.
Check it out. He's got to go up against Joaquin.
Oh,
yeah.
shit, dude.
And then like
damn,
is there,
I forgot about Napoleon.
is there still the like diversity clause or whatever in Oscars?
For Best Picture, that doesn't kick in until next year.
Okay.
So you're okay for this year. Why? Because there was a bunch of honkies in it?
No, they're just. I mean, you wouldn't get any of the.
Yeah, you wouldn't get nominated.
hit
Well, you
any
wouldn't
of
get
the
Best Picture.
quotas.
Yes, you wouldn't get Best
Okay.
Picture.
So I'm calling it right now. I think Joaquin's going to steal it from him.
Ooh.
That's a big hill to climb.
It
Yeah,
sure
my
is.
God.
Because-
From minute one, you're just like, holy shit,
The
I'm
bar
in.
is so high after that
For
movie.
sure, but it's Joaquin and he's Napoleon.
I think he
get
might
it.
be like a more well-known figure and that he's playing, and Joaquin is a more well-known person. You know what I mean? So
But do you give?
possibly.
But the Oscars don't typically go back to back like this, pretty close, you know? Because he just won for the Joker. What was that, 2 years ago? Yeah. I think it's probably Cillian Murphy's time where you're just like, hey, dude, that's a 3-hour. Well, so is Napoleon.
Yeah,
Who
but
knows?
he is not going to do any of the press or parties or whatever. So it may be like Joaquin back in the day where they're like, we can't give it to you because you're not.
He's not playing the game.
You're not playing the game. You're not in the machine. Like, this is a machine award, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I'm
It
not
could
sure.
be. It could be anyone's game after Napoleon comes out.
We'll see. It was a great film all the way around. Really, really enjoyed it, especially in IMAX, and it flew by. The 3-hour thing was on my mind when we were walking in, and I was just like, ugh.
Didn't feel like it at all.
No.
Wasn't that I don't think I've ever seen more efficient writing in my life. Like it's crazy to call a 3-hour movie efficient, but like there was not a wasted second in that
Yep.
film.
No. It was fantastic from start to finish. Whereas Barbie, finishing the second half of this was, I thought it was a mess. I thought it was a disaster. I'm not going to get into the other fucking shit like Ben Shapiro and all that. Like, I think that's dumb. I like Shapiro. Obviously, he's been on Drinking Bros and all that stuff. But that whole fucking rant on this movie, it's there's nothing political about Barbie or anything about anything else. I just think the script was such a mess that she wasn't likable to women. She wasn't likable to men. You oddly rooted for Ken. The other problem, in my opinion, that you had with that movie was Ryan Gosling was so good. Barbie was an afterthought for me where I was just like, holy shit. I mean, he went all in where every scene, it was just, holy shit, man. I mean, he didn't break for a character that you could easily be like, oh, hey. He just played it straight the entire time. And goddamn, that guy's good. Ryan Gosling, Jesus Christ. But the rest of it was a fucking mess. Like, there was a speech with America Ferrera where she's talking about women hating women, and which is true, I guess. But, you want to be yay for Barbie, and you want to be happy for Barbie. I wasn't happy for her. It was depressing, and I wanted her to end up with Ken. Ken loved her too, and she just fucked him over. And I don't get it, dude. But I'll just look at it from a story-wise perspective. The whole thing was a mess. I don't know where it was going. I didn't know why they were doing certain scenes. 2 hours for that was super fucking long. Even our kid was just like, hey, dude, what time is it? And he never asked shit like that.
It's just nice, though, that finally going to the movies kind of feels like an event.
It does. And the marketing for this
Even for just the weekend.
paid off. It's great to see people that excited to go to theaters. In ours, people were dressed up as Barbie and wearing the hats and all the fun things. And it was great to see from a movie perspective. I would have liked to see just a different script in that film.
Of what?
Of Barbie.
Oh, one where like Ken is a little bit more featured.
No, just comedically better. Like, you had the scenes that were great in there were the comedy elements of it, because Gosling was really funny. He stole the movie from Margot Robbie, and then Kate McKinnon came in
Right.
as she played weird Barbie in this, and then also stole the movie from her. So it was just, and then Will Ferrell's in there. So like, Barbie just got knocked down the list of like, oh well, shit. There's this person, this person, this person. So like. Barbie was just kind of an afterthought for me, where all the other people were great. And
At least we didn't get Amy Schumer Barbie. Like, come on.
Yes.
Like, we've been kicking this can down the road for a minute. I think it finally had to come out. We had to get something.
yeah.
We had to get something, and you had to hit all of the different feelings that people have about Barbie, right? Like, the script was a mess because the idea of Barbie is a mess. Like, girls want to play with them, but their feminist mom doesn't want them to, and then they want them to be feminine, but so you have to love Barbie, while also understanding the iconic nature of it in good and bad, right? The infamous nature of Barbie and unattainable everything. And, there was a huge, during different waves of the feminist movement, you weren't even like allowed to play with Barbie. Like moms were like not letting their kids play with Barbie, right?
Yeah.
And Greta herself was only allowed to play with it when she was older because like her mom wouldn't let her, right? So then she loved Barbie, but was too old to like get into it. So it's just a very messy brand. And I think that's where the script came from. Because there's no way to make it, if you totally, glorify Barbie, how many fucking people are going to be pissed about that, right?
Everyone has
if
their own
you
experience with
totally
Yeah,
go
but
against Barbie, Mattel's not going to let you make the movie. So it's sort of a really hard thing that she had out in front of her. Yeah, she didn't have to put all of the political things in there, but I think she was trying to talk to all the different people that either like Barbie, but because everyone knows it.
Well, look, I thought about this because I knew obviously we were going to talk about it on the show today, and I thought about this last night. Here's where I can really pin it down to. Here's what I wanted out of it. Remember that Lego movie with Will Arnett, who played Batman?
Yeah, I mean, it was amazing.
Yes.
Lego
Amazing.
movie is like gold
Yes, but
standard
you're
for
not-
how to redo IP, and I mean,
Yes.
it knocked out the
But
park.
it was
You're
so
not dealing
funny.
with people's opinions over how many years
It's an apolitical toy.
about Lego. So you
Right.
can make an amazing movie about that. Barbie, that was a hard one.
I don't know. You have the choice. Like, it's up to the writer themselves. That's what I was hoping for, was a comedy like that. I didn't get that. The other problem too that I ran into, and this is just me as a person, where and I hit them up last night, but one of our B-Fries directed the Barbie music video with Nicki Minaj, and so I hit her up and I said, "Hey, dude, no offense, and I know this movie just made $165 million domestically or whatever it was, but I go, I think you should have directed that movie because I saw the music video first with Nicki Minaj, and I go, that was the look of the movie that I thought I was going into, and it was less than that in my opinion. And I think because Greta Gerwig comes from an independent background, I think once you get to the studio level, you're afraid of spending the budget because each thing that you are spending money on, you're like, oh my gosh, is that too much? Because you're used to cutting corners for independent movies and all that stuff where just gas the budget, put the sheen on it, do the whole thing. But again, look-wise, that's what I wanted. Comedy-wise, I wanted the Lego thing. I didn't get that. However, I got it out of certain people where Ryan Gosling, there is a strong argument to give him Best Supporting Actor.
Well, nobody's ever had any strong feelings about Ken.
Right, but
Ken
he made you.
Ken has always been a non-existent. You literally just have Ken there to like have him there,
but
as if you're playing with Barbies, right? So
but
he
Gosling
really
made you care. Gosling made you fucking care about Ken.
Okay.
And I was like, holy shit, man. All right. Yeah, dude. I'm in. Even Issa Rae was in the movie, and she was in it for like, I don't know, 2 minutes. They didn't really utilize her either, and she's great. And I was like, so, they could have done one more with Will Ferrell, and I don't know. It was a strange one for me. It's one of those that I think people will look back on in 5 years and be like, do we really like that movie? I'm not sure. But plenty of people have seen it at home. You make your own decisions. Whereas Oppenheimer, wasn't really that amped to see it, and then it just blew my face off, pun intended. It was fucking awesome.
right.
So it was good, but it's great for the box office. It's great for movies and everything else. I don't know where you go from here, though, strike-wise, because, you're not doing yourself any favors. You got to ramp up a sequel now and all that other shit. Andrew Schultz essentially said the same thing I said on a podcast a few weeks back about what's going to happen with all of that. I think you're stuck for a while, so I don't know when we're going to see things for a while, and this is definitely going to damage what we're going to see because usually after a weekend like this with two movies that are gigantic hits across the world, usually you spend more money and you put more movies into theaters and you start packaging these bigger movies and especially original ones. Like, when's the last time a historical drama did well? I was trying to think about that. Lincoln?
Yeah,
Was Lincoln
maybe.
the last one that crossed $100 million?
Maybe. Let me look. But Lincoln certainly crossed 100 million.
Because I can tell you this for a fact. There is a ton of great historical scripts about people that are out there. Usually this is the point where you rush into the studios to get those made as a writer and your agents and all that other stuff.
Oh.
You can't take those meetings right now.
Dunkirk made 527 million worldwide.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Is Christopher Nolan, though, is the same guy? Is he just in his own category, though, at this point?
Yes. He is in that Spielberg, Tarantino, like he's just a director you go see.
Because Spielberg, he did Lincoln. He also did Saving Private Ryan.
1917 also made 340 million.
1917.
It was all shot in one take. It was one of the most amazing war pieces.
Oh,
I've ever
shit.
done.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sam Mendes?
Yes. How much does that make?
Like 340.
Wow. Okay. So, yeah, you got a handful of them there, but now's the time to really capitalize on it and go into the studios and try to get these made. Same with comedies. Like, if you're going for the Barbie route, this week would have been your biggest week of meetings to really push the top projects in, and you can't even have those right now. And Hollywood doesn't give a shit. I mean, if this strike goes on 6 more months, they're not going to give a fuck about Oppenheimer and Barbie last summer. Like, they'll try to make a sequel to Barbie.
I don't think
Right.
you have cool toys anymore, though. Like, how do you make a Barbie of today? Like, there's no awesome. Like, toys don't last as long. You know what I mean? So everyone can have the nostalgia on it.
Or what is it, Jesse? Like, what is the big toy today? Paw Patrol?
American Girl doll would be, right?
Oh, they're totally going to make that movie.
Yeah,
That's
American
coming
Girl
for
doll.
sure.
Yeah, that'll
probably.
definitely be coming.
And didn't Paw Patrol start as a cartoon? So it's
Yeah.
already there.
No,
But they've
won't
already
be
made a
Paw
movie out of Paw
Patrol.
Patrol, so I've already took my kids to see it.
Right, but they'll probably make the movies to sling more toys. I don't think this Barbie movie was meant to sell more Barbies.
Oh, they do have some in the works. Mattel does. Polly Pocket, Hot Wheels.
Ooh, Hot Wheels would be great.
Yeah, and
Hot Wheels would be dope.
there was another one. They have people attached already. One of them is Lena Dunham, which I think is probably going to be for Polly Pocket,
No,
right?
you can go ahead and cancel that one. Is she starring in it or just writing it?
No, she's going to write it or direct it or
And
something.
then just leave and just walk out of there? It'd be
Actually,
great if she just never came back.
A trashy IP that I think might do well. They did Twisted Metal as a TV series. I've been getting ads for that, and I'm I'm on the fence.
It's
I might
something
like it.
it's one other one, but it's it's something weird too, but it's Hot Wheels.
Hot
Polly
Wheels,
Pocket
I'd be
for
down for.
sure,
That'd
and
be-
it's all Mattel.
Yeah.
So if you can think of any other big Mattel IP, that's what they're making.
Oh yeah, they're making the fucking Gran Turismo movie that comes out this year.
Yes. Our son wants to see that more than life itself. So he's
all racing movies.
beyond amped about that movie, by the way. Has asked a million times. I even know the release date's in August, and it's in 3 weeks. We're going to see that opening night. It's based on a video game.
Yeah, so it was one of the best racing video games that you ever had as a kid. And then they also gave you the steering wheel controller, and that was really big. So if your friend had that, you would all go over to your friend's house and take turns with the wheel and the foot pedals.
Gotcha. Because he was asking me when the trailer was on, because it was in front of Barbie actually. He said, "Is that a true?" Because it said it's a true story where they hired a kid who was good at video games and got in there, and he was asking me who it is and if it's real. And I actually didn't know the story. To be
I
honest
mean,
with
this
you.
is literally every kid's dream. I
Yeah.
can play video games, and then it becomes real, and I'm awesome, and I'm cool. And they over-dramatized it to the nth degree. Hollywooded it, but I'm here for
That's
it.
fine. But there was some comedy in the trailer.
Rock'em Sock'em Robots they're doing. Don't know how they're going to do that, but that.
Remember that Hugh Jackman movie where they're
Yeah,
fucking
it's going to be
robots?
kind of like
Man.
that. Uno? Don't know how that works.
Hot Wheels, though, let's cheese it up. Super
Wheels.
comedy. That would be really fun
It's all
in
about
that
the
world.
tracks. You
Yeah.
gotta have cool track integration with big robots, changing the track in the middle of the race. everywhere.
Major Matt Mason.
I don't know who that is.
Don't know. Polly Pocket, Barney, Hot Wheels, Masters of the Universe.
Now, Barney was supposed to be dark. It's the guy from Atlanta, and I think the writer's on that as well. and they were making a dark version of Barney, and that I was all in for, but I have not heard any updates on it.
Yeah, but if it's coming from Mattel,
That might be the Barney reboot that's animation that I saw going around on the internet
Oh,
for
okay.
memes back and forth, where they kind of made Barney hotter, and people had a problem with that.
A sexier Barney?
yeah.
they
So
were
like the point of Mattel being behind these though is that you're not going to get any other version than like.
They let him go hard.
It's-
They let him go hard in Barbie. I was surprised.
Yeah, but they're not talking shit about Barbie, right?
They made fun of all the executives, and they were like, because they were all men.
Right.
And they were like, hey, have you ever had a female CEO? And they were like, Will Ferrell's like, yeah, I think we had one of those in the 90s.
Which you
or-"
can do, but you cannot like talk shit about the brand
Right.
or like make them anything other than.
With this much money, you might be able to get away with murder these days. You don't know. I mean, congratulations. That's a worldwide smash, global phenomenon. I mean, holy Christ, dude. 165. That's like a Pirates of the Caribbean movie or something like that. It's more than that, to be honest with you. I think the only one that beat it was that last Avengers that you guys loved. That was 3.5 hours.
Both of the Avengers movies beat this weekend. Their opening weekends beat this weekend for the biggest box
And Barbie
office
was
weekends
third,
ever.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Barbenheimer.
Well, Barbenheimer, yeah. But that's, Avengers have a massive, massive fan base, so it's pretty impressive all the way around. I'm more impressed, actually, by Oppenheimer. Not just the film-wise, but how much money it made, that people were willing to come out and sit for 3 hours. I actually think the heat, because the weather has something to do with these box offices as well. Somebody online hit me up when I said we were going, and they were like, "Oh, gross! I don't want to be in a movie theater for 3 hours." And I go, "In 109 degrees in Texas, there is no place I would rather be than in a cold, dark movie theater watching this movie and getting hammered." You know?
But I think that was mostly the Barbie marketing team that kind of teamed the two movies together. I don't think Oppenheimer was the one that was.
Whoever
pushing for
did that, put them on the cover of Time, give them an Oscar, a special Oscar, that they give you at the end of the show. Do something for that person because it was genius. Whoever decided to do it and come up with it and exploit it, give them all the money and all the promotions and all the things because none of those fit together and it became this weird joke and we all got in on it and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the weekend. So it was great. Speaking of enjoyments here, a listener sent in, this is Dan and Noah, got a box from them that came in the mail. Now this is a box from Olive Garden.
Okay.
And this is the Never Ending Pasta Bowl 20th anniversary. And it says, from your friends in Michigan, thanks for your service, Dan and Noah. No, Dan and Noah, we're not friends. We're family, okay?
Yeah,
It's Olive Garden.
yeah.
We're family. And here's the commemorative
Look
bowl. Look
at
at
that.
dude. Beautiful.
That's amazing.
Beautiful. You know how
Now,
many
can
of
you
these
just
I've
walk into
served?
an-
I was going to say, dude, you know how many of these I've
I need to
served?
get a bunch of those.
I know.
Can you just
So
walk
good.
into an Olive Garden, put it down on the table?
Oh, is it kind of like, where they give you like never ending Frosties somewhere or whatever?
Right. It's like
Yeah.
a gold card at, like McDonald's or something. You
Yeah.
just put it down and you're like, okay,
Okay, fill
I
it.
got it.
Yep.
Whoa.
It'd be great if it was.
Is it
Great
not?
if it was.
Find out.
Bring
I
out
say-
the Alfredo. Big boy gift. As soon as I opened up the package and I saw this box, I was like, oh, I clutched my cord here on my headphones. I was like, oh no. Oh, I've never seen something so beautiful before. The Olive Garden. Right. So good. So fucking good here.
That's amazing.
It is. It is. So cheers to you guys. We greatly appreciate it, and I'll be eating out of it this evening probably. That's the way it is, Jesse. I'm sorry, but that is the way it is. Your girl Meghan Markle, by the way, just keeps fucking over and over and over again.
What'd she do?
Talking about giving her another fucking deal for some shit on Netflix.
She deserves it. Give it to her.
So
Build around her.
so acting wise, you think?
I don't know. I don't know what the deal is, but everybody's speculating what it's
Build
gonna
a
be.
brand around.
Yeah, I'm like, is it? Because Suits really has exploded, and it's been number 3 for like 2 weeks on the charts on Netflix. Is there something to that where it's like, oh well, shit, she had the number 1 doc, she's got the number 3 TV show. There's this thing called TVQ. Do you just pop her in something just for the ratings?
Yes, and Ross, what you're forgetting is people are finding the back catalog, which is her better performances. So they're remembering her at her peak. They're thinking single Meghan Markle.
Yeah. Well, I think she would have to be single for it to work. Don't you think?
And she might be.
Oh,
Right.
That's book number 2.
And then-
Leaving the family.
What?
That's book number 2 when she leaves the prince.
Yeah. Well, it's the only other place they can go, right?
Yeah, eventually, once she's completely sucked him dry of life and money,
Yep.
she's going to leave him, talk about how he had a lot of toxic traits from being raised in such a toxic environment. She could no longer survive being with him. He's a deeply broken person.
Yeah.
His brokenness was rubbing off on her, and she just had to get out of there. She is in many ways, I mean, she doesn't want to use the word survivor, but maybe other people saying survivor is not the most inaccurate thing, and yeah, it just goes from there.
Yeah, like I think she would probably say, it's weird to have to teach someone that age about racism or implicit bias. What do you say? She even told me, about the problematic things, right?
Yeah.
So he had to learn so much from her that she's probably just like, look, she's going to be like, you're still so stuck,
It's too much emotional labor.
Yes.
Yeah.
For which
like,
she was
I
not
can't
being
teach
compensated.
somebody. Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. But even the talk of that, I was like, oh my God, dude, can we just not do that? Like Lena Dunham, we can just push that. Like there's a group of them where it's just like, can we just get an island somewhere and you can just be on Instagram all day and not bother anybody? Mm-hmm. But we can't do that. And again, like today's news is fucking wild across the board. Aaron Hernandez's brother just got arrested for planning school shootings.
Planning?
Sure did. So he is, they got a fun mugshot there. When you smile this big in a mugshot, Bob, if you can bring him up. His name is Dennis DJ Hernandez, who's the older brother of Aaron Hernandez. Whenever somebody smiles this big in a mugshot related to something violent, like a school shooting or something like that, you're
Sure.
like, oh,
You're always
that's
like,
a crazy
"What?"
person
Yeah.
right there. And what the fuck are we doing?
Whoa. He does look a little.
This looks like a student photo.
No shit.
Gosh, he got all of the bad stuff, huh?
Wild, right?
Nose, weird shapen head.
Shout out to the Big Ten.
Was he Big Ten?
He was coaching for Iowa. Let me see where he played.
Shut your mouth.
Oh.
Shut your mouth. We had asked about Iowa the other day. They were like, does Iowa have any scandals? And then boom, we got there we got one. We got one of this guy. Look at that fucking creepy ass smile on this guy.
What's crazy is he couldn't even get his name there. It still says Aaron Hernandez.
His
I
brother,
know.
right? That's got to be a thing.
I coached for Iowa. I
Yeah.
planned a school shoot.
I'm
Yeah,
planning school
yeah.
shootings. I can't even get my own name anywhere.
And the
Great.
school shootings here were UConn and Brown University.
Well,
which are,
he was he worked at he either coached at or played at. Oh yeah, so he played for UConn.
Okay.
football. Okay.
UConn football. This might have been when they made a fucking BCS bowl.
Well, look,
He was
I
a
know.
2-year team captain at UConn.
Holy shit.
So is it planning school shootings or is it just like being mad at your boss or people that you work with?
It says reported back in March, he was arrested after cops said he led officers on a wild car chase. Days later, he was arrested again for allegedly throwing a bag that contained a brick and a handwritten note at ESPN's campus. So that's fun. Earlier this month, he was arrested for missing a court date for the same case. And
Yeah, something's going on here. He's yeah.
You think? I love Giorgio's professional opinion. I don't know. I think there's something up.
I think there's something
Do you know what I
wrong.
mean?
Call me crazy,
Now
but I
listen.
think something's going on.
I can
here.
explain away a lot of stuff.
What's going on
But
in
this
Connecticut.
guy's has some
As a small town
issues,
detective,
right?
I think
Yeah.
there's some issue here.
I think you guys should listen to Giorgio. Something's up.
So he coached at Brown and he coached at Miami and then he coached at Iowa. He was currently the head coach at Ledyard High School in Ledyard, Connecticut.
Was he trying to shoot? Which schools
so they
was
are
he
from
trying
Connecticut.
to shoot up?
UConn, which is a massive college, and then Brown University, which is also another massive college.
Which he worked at both, right?
Okay, so he was going
So
back
he's
for everybody.
disgruntled. He's disgruntled.
But this many years later, strange. Strange.
Yeah, and again,
It's a healthy family.
I mean,
Is the dad still alive? Does he have to deal with this bullshit? Where he's just like, or was the dad beating him or something like that? I forget. I haven't seen that doc in a while. Because I think the dad had something to do with it too, but the way he treated him growing up or whatever. But yeah, man, super fucking bizarre story. Because what if that would have went down and they didn't catch the guy?
There is allegedly abuse.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. Their father, yeah. He was abusive
Okay. All right.
to them and the mom.
Okay.
yeah.
Both parents would be arrested and involved in crimes during the family. Interesting.
Yeah. Well,
Again, hot take, I know, from Giorgio, but something's going wrong, I think, in the family. And I'm going to also go out on a limb and maybe it's stemming from the abuse from the
Hurt
parents,
people, hurt
maybe. I
people.
mean, look,
yeah.
we don't know.
Very funny. Very funny.
Does that mean stop?
Very
Does that
funny,
mean
guys.
we're done? I'm
I'm
done with
laughing
you
on the
guys? Okay.
Guys, we're not joking about school shootings today. Okay, we're not doing it.
No,
today,
we're-
all right?
he didn't.
I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. Yeah, they caught him, so it's fine. And it's another Hernandez who's going to jail.
But I want to know how far he got. Like, are we just like...
Don't know. This is all just
we
happening
going
right now,
through
so we'll see.
history?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just arrested him. I mean, look, if you're going to arrest somebody for that, chances are there's some, diary or manifesto or something they found, and somebody reported him.
Ugh. So DJ was also molested by a babysitter.
Oh, God damn it. Boy or girl?
Boy.
Ugh, if it's a girl, you kind of look the other way, but yeah.
Well, started when he was 6.
Ah.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Spoke
can
too
you?
soon.
Yeah.
Ah, we're live. I spoke a little too soon, and that happens. Before I get all the facts, Bob, why bury the fucking lead there? You should have led with 6-year-olds at the top before I
Well,
really got into it.
No, he said he was molested. As I think you said, we could probably play the tape back, but I think Bob said as a child he was
No.
molested by a babysitter.
Child goes
and
up to
so,
like 15.
And so
16,
instead
I
of
didn't
you
know.
just
Nope,
saying
nope.
bad, that's not good, you decided.
I didn't know if it was a female babysitter. It was maybe 13 or something like that. And I was just like, well, all right, who knows, Jesse?
Ross,
Who
that
knows?
is just a fantasy that all men have.
It is
no
not.
parents have ever
That's never
ordered a
happened.
16-year-old babysitter for their 14-year-old son.
Well,
Exactly.
There was an older one. I've told this story way in the past on the show, but a friend of mine from youth had the hottest 28-year-old babysitter and had sex with her for years as a kid, and it ruined his life. Not because of her, but because he turned out to be not so great looking as he got older, and that was the hottest girl he'd ever been with in his life, and it just ruined him. Weird story, but it happens. But when he was going through it, God damn it, man, everybody in school was jealous. We all knew. you
Right.
know?
Better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all, Ross.
Sure is.
Yep.
He has a generic name, so shout out to Justin, but no last name. But yeah,
Sure.
whew, man, we were all like, "Fucking hey, can we just get her to babysit all of us?" And they was like, "No, we can't do it."
How old was he with a babysitter?
He was 15, 16.
With a babysitter?
Yeah.
That's really fucking weird.
What?
First
Who the
of
fuck
all.
watched?
That sounds like his parents got him.
14. Well, actually, so,
At
I'm
15
sorry.
or 16, you should be babysitting
8th grade.
other
Hang
people
on.
in the.
8th grade. So it was 14, 15.
I was watching myself at like 8.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't doing that. We
I
had
had a job
babysitters.
at 8.
I was cutting lawns.
Were you really?
Yeah.
I was feeding neighbors' dogs, fixing fences.
Look at that, dude. Yeah, I wasn't. We weren't. No, not
We
at
know,
8.
Ross.
Well, no. We have an 8-year-old, a 9-year-old now. It's not like I would leave him alone and be like, "Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow."
If we had to, we would. Do you know what I mean?
That's not true.
If we
Would
had to
you?
go to work, and yeah,
Okay.
if we had to go to work
You can leave
and
it.
we would lose our house otherwise, whatever.
Yeah.
You can leave a 9-year-old alone, I think, for the
Yes.
most part. The problem is you can't leave him to watch the other two.
Other ones,
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying.
Because
Yeah.
like they don't have. I've definitely been like taking a shower and been like, just watch whatever.
Yeah.
I come back out and he's like, oh yeah, shit. They just don't have that like
Right.
stay on it the whole time situation.
But with their
so-
own thing, they're not even going to move it.
Oh, with their
They're gonna
own
watch
thing.
TV on their tablet, whatever.
Exactly.
The fuck. Like they're not going to hurt themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only way they're going to get hurt is if there's a fire and they just don't notice it.
Because they're like so locked into
Right.
whatever they're doing. Or I told them not to leave. You know, I told him not to leave, and he's like, she said not to leave.
The house is on fire. You said not to leave. I gotta stay.
Right.
I'm gonna stay.
Yeah. I mean, I think it would do him some good to have a little job, to be honest.
Yeah, look, but who says that, what's the age for a babysitter? Like, you take this Carly Russell chick who just admitted she made up the entire kidnapping story. She's a grown woman. She probably should have had a fucking babysitter for the rest of her life. Like, who does this shit? Who fucking does this
Or
bullshit?
she had a babysitter too long.
The only good, yeah, maybe. The only good thing about this story was when we didn't know what happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now that you know, it's kind of like meh. But in the beginning, when it first happened, that was the best part of the story. Because you're just like, huh? And then the parents coming out and being like, we need our privacy. And we go, that's not really how it works. We're going to find out what the hell happened, right?
And here's the funniest thing is, so the lawyer just released a statement and says, oh, this is the best. I don't know who these lawyers are, but it's awesome. It's awesome, and it's comedy. My client has given me permission to make the following statement on her behalf. There was no kidnapping on Thursday, July 13th, 2023.
Okay.
My client did not see a baby on the side of the road.
Okay. We know. What else?
Why did you have to put that in there? My client did not see a baby on the
Like-
side of the road. We all know that.
We know.
Did you need
at
to say
this point,
that?
Well, at this point, we want to know, but why?
Yeah. He goes on to say, my client did not leave the Hoover area when she was identified as a missing person. My client did not have any help. This was a single act. My client was not with anyone, which is strange. Why I even feel the need to say that? Or not at a hotel with anyone. Huh? I didn't even know there was a hotel involved. My client apologizes for her actions and asks for prayers for her as she addresses her issues and attempts to move forward and ask for forgiveness. So prayers up to Carly Russell, you know?
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't know
what we're praying for.
I don't know who's mad.
What are we praying for?
How long did it last?
People
Like
are
a
pissed.
day?
The police. You wasted so many fucking resources on this bullshit.
It was a day, right?
No,
Was
it's
it a
like
day?
3 days. 3 days of this shit. 3 fucking days.
How long was it?
3 days. And they thought you were looking for a baby. So yeah, man, it was pretty intense. It was pretty serious. Once a baby's involved, if it was just her that was missing, you'd be like, all right. But then it was a baby. I was worried about the baby,
Sure.
you know? I got wrapped up in that.
Yeah.
Started getting big baby Jessica vibes, hoping for a return to glory, but I got none of that. Mm-hmm. The baby was not real, they said.
Okay.
I thought we were going to get a Jessica sitch down a well, maybe. It's in Alabama. I know it's not out of the question.
Sure.
But it's a fun story, isn't it?
It is.
It's weird that you'll be famous for that the rest of your life. Who are you? Carly Russell. Oh, were you the chick who faked a kidnapping and a baby and all that stuff?
I do like the Tooken poster.
It's great. It's so good.
It's messed up, but
It is.
It's funny.
I just, again, how do people get away with any of that shit in today's world is what I don't really get.
Well, they didn't.
No, I know. But is there anybody getting away with shit where
why
it's
would
like,
you think that you could?
yes. Like, why would you think that you could? Even that guy who stole my car, so he got caught. I talked about this on Drinking Bros. So he got arrested 3 days later. Now, they had flipped the vehicle, and it was used to bring illegals over the border, and then they crashed into a river, so it's completely totaled and gone, which is a fun thing, and 9 of them hopped out and then ran across the river, which is awesome, too. Mm-hmm. I just want to see the photos from it, to be honest with you.
I mean, only 50% of murders get solved.
Yeah.
So you can still get away with shit.
I don't know, man. I think if it's somebody good looking, your odds go to like 98%.
The more someone cares about the person, the more likely it is to get solved.
If it's a baby, they're
Which is
solving
like
it.
the Long Island. Didn't he only go after like sex workers or whatever? The
Yeah.
Long Island serial killer.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yes,
Yeah.
because
Okay.
and the reason that he got away with it for so long is because nobody's, you don't get a missing person for a very long time. The person that's calling is her other friend that was doing this,
Yeah.
It'd be different now, but back in the day, that was your target, dude. If you wanted to get away with a bunch of murders,
That's what the GOAT did. I forget his name, but the guy who confessed to like 200 murders right before he died in California prison. And it was like all hookers.
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. If you murder people that just don't matter to society, then you're good, like homeless people and shit. Get away with it for years.
Just people on the fringes, you know.
Yeah.
Without family.
Yeah.
You know, estranged. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, where like nobody's checked, like it will be months before someone's like, man, I haven't heard from, right?
I
think
haven't
like,
heard
oh,
from
well, that
so
happens
and so.
And then all evidence is gone. Trail is cold.
Have you done this guy in Crime
Is that
Corner?
the guy?
Who
yeah.
is it?
Samuel Little.
Pop him up
No.
on screen.
He's actually probably one of the only black serial killers.
Yeah, he just went.
We went through that for sure of like how many serial killers are black. There's
Mm-hmm.
like 2.
Why is that?
He's one of them. Look, there's a couple things that white people have cornered the market on.
Yeah.
Pedophilia and serial killing.
Oh, okay.
So
Great.
we are the best at that.
Let's go.
I know.
You got to be number one at something in this life.
Yeah.
You got to give it your all. You got to keep your feet on the ground. You got to keep reaching for the stars.
It's true. Michael Jackson turned white before he got into the pedophilia.
Sure did.
Yeah.
I'm sure you didn't do that as a black man. It is a white man. Maybe that's why
Not
he did
saying
it.
there's none. I'm just saying like there's certain crimes that happen that you go, oh, it was a fucking white guy probably, right?
Yeah.
Now, Ross, can I read you the nicknames for Samuel Little?
Please do.
Or names he went by, I guess. Anyway, there's Samuel McDowell. Whatever. He was also known to some as Mr. Sam.
Sure.
And then perhaps his most famous name. And this is on Wikipedia.
Okay.
Just want you to know that. The Choke and Stroke Killer.
Can we give that a round of applause, please, for the choke and stroke killer? There it is. That's the one you should lead with right there. The choke and stroke. Now, why did they call him that?
I'll look it up real
I'm
quick.
sure it was an MO, right?
He would choke first, and then what's the
And then
stroking part?
He would masturbate on him.
Oof.
That's pretty classique. And that's a white man's game, too. Dang.
You say that's really classy?
Classique.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. That just happened to Minnie Driver about 2 days ago, by the way.
What did?
You ever think about Minnie Driver?
Sometimes.
I don't ever think about her. I don't
used to
ever
a
think
lot.
about little tiny Driver.
I used to a lot.
And then she just popped up. She was at a beach and with her daughter, and some dude was in a cabana just jacking off out in the open.
Mm-hmm.
They had to call the police and report it.
Couldn't they just walk away?
That's what I thought, but no, they called the police. So,
I'm sorry.
And the guy ran away.
It was a resort?
I would imagine it's little tiny Driver. It's not like she's showing up
Was he getting a massage in the
Because-
cabana?
in
if I-
Myrtle Beach.
If I paid for that cabana,
Yeah.
I'm going to do whatever I want
Sorry.
in that
And if
cabana.
you guys want, if you poors want to sit right in front of my cabana
Yeah.
and then like tell on me for stuff I'm doing in the cabana, good point, Bob.
That shit's like
Good point.
$200, $300 a day.
Serious.
Fucking, I will jerk off at every inch of that cabana.
Yeah, it was a spread eagle jack too, and it was a spread eagle jack. And look, when you're lotioned up like that, you get that old school Panama Jack going. That
Bob,
deep
can
oil,
you-
that deep brown oil, that's maybe a 4. Two-hand basket weave
Ross
that thing.
like put stories out
Spread
with
Eagle Jack.
no details. Can you maybe find out?
No, that's
where
it. So
it
they're looking
was
for the
and-
guy now, and he ran away.
No, we need to know. He's in a cabana.
So she leaves. Man was masturbating.
Oh
friends
my
are
God!
packing.
Please wait. Hang on. Put it on that TMZ logo right there. Go up. I'm out of this beach.
I'm out this beach.
I'm out this beach. Love it. Love it.
Way
Matt,
to go, TMZ.
okay, so
see.
and
Masturbating
This
man.
looks like it's like a public-ish beach situation. It's in Malibu.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Malibu. Wow.
okay, so when they're saying cabana, they're probably meaning like he had a tent there, or like he brought it himself, or
It says cranking one out in a cabana on the TMZ situation.
Did they say cranking one out on TNZ? Like, please tell me they said
Yes.
that.
Yes, that's in the
Oh, that's great.
that's in the TMZ style book.
Cranking one
in
out.
Now, how do they define cabana here? 'Cause
I
see
know.
some-
This is what I really need to know.
I
Is like,
see,
what is the
umbrellas. I
cabana?
don't see like a full cabana suite because I feel like that gives me the privacy that I need
Yeah, like
to
is
pleasure
there?
myself in public.
Yeah, yeah. And if it's a
Man.
private beach, I mean, I just need to know.
Okay, so here's
There
the
it
beach.
is. Now we're on the case. We're starting to zoom into maps.
Yeah, I mean this looks like it's
What's the name of it?
What's it called?
it's Paradise Cove Beach.
Yeah.
Oh, I know where that's at.
It's very,
Yeah.
It looks
very
private.
private.
It's
so
very
like,
private and it's
Cabana guy may have thought he was
by himself.
private.
Oh, there's
Oh, so
Looks
it
like
was
you can
in
rent
one
a
of
cabana
those.
or something.
Holy shit, dude. Those are pricey.
Again, if dude, that's if
Yeah,
you
dude.
pay for that.
Yeah. You should be able to have a quick spread eagle jack sesh.
Well, again, like Minnie Driver and her daughter or whatever somehow got down there.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Didn't pay for anything.
Freeloaders.
Freeloaders and
Freeloaders,
just like
yeah.
sat on the private beach.
Yep. And this guy had bought a cabana, enjoying the crisp air, salt air
Like
against
go
his
back
face.
to
Just
go back
wanted
to the picture
jack right off
of
all over himself.
Minnie Driver. You know, I'm out this beach.
In a little wetsuit.
It's just
She's
it
in a
really,
wetsuit?
No, but look, go to that picture.
Okay.
It's just like if it wasn't Minnie Driver, people would be like, ugh, who is this like normie mom
Yeah.
packing all of this shit, right?
It's a look for sure.
No, it's just like you don't normally see,
Yeah.
stars in Malibu during the bringing of the stuff down. You only see them in the beach, right, with the bikini.
But stars are just like us, you know. Minnie Driver's got to be in their 50s, right?
I think so, yeah.
Little tiny driver. Got to be getting up there, but
53 looks great.
53 looks great. Prayers up to her and her daughter. Hopefully they're
She
able
looks
to
so good.
overcome this and move on. She looks great.
She looks so good.
There's
that
nothing
someone
too-
was jacking off to her.
Yeah.
There's nothing to overcome.
Yeah.
Trying to decide if that's a pun or not, Bob.
Well, you know,
Who knows?
Who knows? I'm just saying. This is this man.
it is called the Ross Patterson Revolution, and we are all company men. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, to us, meh.
Yeah.
I mean, what?
What do you want? What do you want from me here?
I just like I don't understand how
What?
in danger. How she was in danger.
Minnie Driver?
It looked like there was a lot of other people on that beach too, right,
What
Bob?
if she would have gotten jacked off
She
on,
was
dude?
walking past.
She could have fallen
Look.
over. She could have had a heart attack.
There's other people there. What are they saying?
She could have died from this, guys. And you're not taking this seriously enough.
How'd the cop get down there?
I can't wait till it happens to you and Minnie Driver, and you.
How'd the cop get to that?
He ran down the beach.
Did he have to go down that trail,
He
or did they let him go?
Imagine how
through?
much sand is in his.
He probably
socks.
went through that.
There's a road right here.
Yeah. He probably went through that.
Now let's see if we can see the cabanas on
Hotel.
the map. All right, so here's the Paradise Cove Cafe. It appears you probably get a cabana from them.
Yep.
Or maybe these are some cabanas
Ooh,
over
it's
here
probably
as well.
one of those cabanas, right,
Yeah,
Bob?
sure is.
Yeah.
Because he wanted a more private situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wanted to be like in the Paradise Cafe.
Exactly.
He probably was a
wanted a
big
little-
Goodwill Hunting fan. Mm-hmm. Saw a little tiny driver roll up, and he was like, "Oh shit, she still looks great. I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy a
Okay,
basket
here we
weave
go.
sesh."
Here's the. Are
So
we
this
saying
is- we
those
can
are
see-
cabanas?
These are the cabanas, I
yeah.
think, over here, because you can see Minnie was photographed by this cliff over
There
here.
we go.
okay.
Solving crimes.
Right. There's no cliff on the other side.
No.
So
Okay,
he was
so
in some of these
she-
little cabanas.
Yeah.
And she kind of saw from a distance him doing that.
Maybe.
Who
I
knows?
really don't call this a cabana. This is a
That's not a
lounge chair
cabana.
with a pad.
Giorgio.
They really did not describe this correctly, because it would be like if you said on a lawn chair on the beach, you'd be like, oh shit, dude, like come on, right? But they go in a cabana, then you're like, well, where?
It's still a nice rental there. Looks like a lovely time.
I don't know.
I'm
It
sorry that
used
was
to be.
ruined. Yeah, prayers up for Minnie and her daughter. The daughter's older, by the way, so it's not like it was a child, like a toddler or something. I think the daughter was like a teenager or something.
Right.
20s, who knows?
Yeah, who knows? But anyway.
My God, if we're throwing up a lot of prayer hands today. A lot of emojis out there in the audience, guys. And then last but not least, Tom Brady's finally out there dating again. He's doing it.
Good for him.
It's a weird one, though.
No, it's not.
Kind of.
How?
Don't they seem like the same person?
It's a supermodel.
It is, but
It's
you know which supermodel it is, right?
Yes.
Bradley Cooper's ex
Yeah.
for how many years?
She looks great.
She does
Age
look great.
appropriate.
Now, is Tom Brady a Russian sympathizer?
I don't know. And that's what people are asking. Like, what, Jesse? There's a war going on.
What did you want me to say about the new girlfriend?
Here's what I want to say. Here's what
Like
I...
it's
Hang on.
completely makes more sense than anything else we've talked about today.
Is it weird, though, that she definitely has a type of man who's just kind of manorexic a little bit? And
Is it weird that Brady has a type? Look, what are we
Supermodels?
fucking talking about,
No, dude. Supermodels are supermodels.
It is weird that
you know?
Giselle's mad.
But is she?
Yeah, she's pissed.
Or is that page 6 saying
No,
that
she's
she is?
pissed.
Why would
right
she
now.
be pissed?
She started it.
Yeah. She's with the jiu-jitsu instructor. And
Because she started what? Did she like introduce
Dating.
them? Oh.
Dating.
Yeah.
Oh.
She is unbothered by everything.
Yeah, like I really don't think Gisele gives a shit.
I'm not sure. I think she does.
Gisele wakes up every day and spends it exactly how she wants to.
Right? Gisele's fine.
I wonder.
Gisele did not give a comment. I'll tell you this right now. Gisele was not asked for a comment and said, "I'm beast." She didn't say anything. She literally did not say anything.
Gisele doesn't have media day. Gisele doesn't have any of this. Gisele
doesn't respond to like, "Oh, we're still trying to get a response from Gisele," because you're never going to get it.
What is Patty Bunchen saying, though, about this? You know, that's what I really care about.
Well, I was hoping that Patty Bunchen and
Would release a
Tom
statement?
Brady would get together, but no. I mean, this makes sense. It's another supermodel that's going to look amazing forever, right?
Yeah, yeah.
She's already dated a really famous dude, so as far as Brady's concerned, it's like I got your,
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows?
She used to date Ronaldo, so it's like, she's
no
used to-
shit.
Yeah.
Was she with Kanye too? Was that the same person?
But it's kind of like same as Gisele. Remember, Gisele was with Leonardo DiCaprio, all
Oh,
these people.
yeah.
Like she was just one of those
Yeah, you're right.
people that when you get her, you're like, I got the person that was with.
Is it a really small group of people you can date when you're like a super athlete or you're super rich?
It should be. Because the other side of that is what happened to Zion Williamson when you just go complete trash and stripper, and then it ruins your life.
Zion is my hero, Ross, and I will not have you slander
Gross.
that man.
Gross.
He is the truest form of himself, and I am here for it.
He's the dumbest person on the planet.
Yeah,
Doesn't
I think,
isn't he into spitting in hookers' mouths?
yeah, like I don't think he's like, taking them to dinner.
Porn
he's like
stars'
doing
mouths,
some
not
weird
hookers.
shit.
Yeah, they're porn stars, Bob. Okay? It's not prostitutes. They're just
When it's
porn
on
stars.
film, it's porn.
Adult
Sex
actresses.
workers. Okay? So they're
Actresses.
sex workers.
Actresses.
But yeah, it says here Giselle's pissed. She's not
yeah?
happy about it. She's pissed.
I promise you she's not.
No, there was one source that said they saw her on the phone outside of a restaurant with yellow liquid coming down her legs, and she was clearly pissed. So that is a statement from a dude named
Don't laugh at
Ronald.
that, Giorgio. He'll just keep doing dumb shit like that. You have to not react. It's kind of like a toddler. Just don't react and you won't do it again. Right? Just what I do is I just don't even look over there.
No, it says here the wait staff had to gather 8 of them together and clean up the urine off the sidewalk. They were worried about the dinner crowd and if they would see it. And also one of the chairs appeared to float downstream. So, yeah, she was super pissed about it, James. And there's nothing we can do, Tom's trying to pick up the pieces of his life, and this is all shocking for him as well. So we're rooting for him. A lot of fucking prayer hands. A lot of emojis today for all these people.
Good job, guys. That's how you handle that.
Sure
Okay.
is.
Good job.
Sure is. A lot of
They
laughter back
all
there.
just looked forward and were
They
completely
can't hear it.
stone.
These mics are
stone-faced.
directional, so it can't pick up all the
In their
laughter back there.
headphones?
Yeah,
We
they're
heard
all
it.
laughing. It's dying laughing.
No, thank
so,
you guys. You did good.
Yeah.
You did good. It's the only way to train.
What's up? What's up?
It's the only way to train a toddler.
Okay. Speaking of training toddlers, we're going to train one on Saturday night at D'Anthony Holloway's house. It is Jessie. If you saw her social media videos of her dancing in Dan's kitchen with barbecue gloves, she will be at the live show on Saturday night. So she's coming back. I know you guys have asked whether or not she's going to be on that UFC boxing match. Yes, Jessie will be there.
Holloway is not happy about it,
Yeah.
which makes me even happier. Whenever he tells me don't fucking come to my house, I'm like, yeah, dude, see you there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jessie pulls up, dude, and just starts throwing deuces. So she'll be there. Join us. That was a fun one a couple weeks ago that we had, and looking forward to it because not only do you have an amazing boxing match on that night, but you also have an amazing card on UFC that night. So it'll be a blast, and all of it is brought to you by Moink and MyBookie over there. Moink is sending us chicken wings. You know that?
Oh, hell yeah.
Super stoked on that, dude. So shout out to Moink for that. And we'll see you guys Saturday nights. But that'll be live on all the feeds. Jessie will be there. And then obviously we'll be with you again on Thursday. Gimp suit, half is here. So the head is here. The rest of the suit is still in limbo. Last update I got was the 27th. So, yeah, if it comes in, we'll do it Thursday. If not, it'll
Okay.
be the following week. But half of it is here and then the other half. So I would expect that show in the next 10 days tops at this point. I was unaware how hard it is to get a gimp suit in today's society. It kind of makes me question where we live.
No one wants to work.
No one
Right.
wants to work, dude. Nobody wants to make gimp suits
The
anymore.
gimp suit makers.
Fucking weird, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Even the gimp suit workers are like, no, dude, I'm
You
fucking...
think they'd be into it?
Yeah, I'm fucking leaving, bro. Shortage. There's a shortage of gimp suits. Sorry. Inflation.
COVID.
Blame Biden for it. I'm not making gimp suits no more. All right. So it'll be coming up. In the meantime, continue to rate the show and leave a quick review on iTunes and Spotify. It definitely helps. Okay? For Jesse Wiseman, a.k.a. The Jables, I'm Ross Patterson. This is The Revolucion. Buenos tardes, everyone.
Good afternoon.